What is up, everyone? OJ over here from Player Essence, and you know what? This might be a two-part video. I'm not 100% sure, so if it cuts off right at the end there, it's going to be in two parts, or it might be in one part, depending on how I can edit it. But this is a big rumor, guys. This is 100% rumor. This is not fact at this point, but I am going to talk about this leaked Nintendo Direct list for January 11, 2018. That is this Thursday, okay? There was a leak over, it looks like 4chan, I'm not 100% sure, but this was posted by my boy Stealth on Twitter, and we've gotten these before, and there's been other people recently who's actually tried to say, oh, these are the games that are going to be at the Nintendo Direct, and they were all fake. But this one I'm going to talk about, because while I'm not going to sit here and say which game, you know, is I've heard or anything like that, some of this stuff on here, you know, I've heard like about that has happened. Like some of this stuff on here is true, I think, based on what I've been told. Some of it is. Once again, I'm not going to say which one just because I don't want to do that, because that would not be right. So let's go ahead and get into this leaked list. And probably the biggest bombshell of this whole thing would be the theme of the Fire Emblem game. So we all know that Fire Emblem is coming, and with this leak we actually have dates and also like information with them in terms of when they're launching. And apparently this next Fire Emblem game is going to be called Fire Emblem Mutiny, and it looks like it's going to be more pirate themed. They have a picture of this dude right here who's clearly looking like a Japanese or an anime style dude from like Assassin's Creed, like Assassin's Creed 4. He has that like musket thing that he's pulling out from his chest holster, and if this is true, I am going to be hyped. And that's coming on May 4th, 2018, according to this leak. There's also going to be a special edition with some names that I don't know of since they're from the game. It seems like it's going to have a soundtrack and a coin. There's also going to be a purple and gold Joy-Cons coming on May 4th, 2018. I'm guessing that's going to be the main theme colors of the new Fire Emblem game, purple and gold. And then next you have Box Boy Collection, all right, on January 26, 2018. Then Bayonetta 2 plus Bayonetta 1 on February 16th, 2018. And then there is Yoshi's Pop-Up. That's going to be the name of the Unreal Engine 4 powered Yoshi's game that was announced last year. And that's going to be on March 9th, 2018. Next up is Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, which is May 18th, 2018, which we already know about. Then Kirby Star Allies, which is June 8th, 2018. Then we have some pink Joy-Cons. Looks like it's going to be coinciding with Kirby Star Allies, and that is June 8th, 2018. Then there's another big one, and we're getting into some of the heavy hitters when it comes to third-party support, and that is Dark Souls. The original Dark Souls remastered or just released for the Nintendo Switch, and that's going to be this summer. Then you have Lost Sphere, which is on January 23rd, 2018, which we already know about. Dragon Quest Builders on February 9th, 2018, which we already know about. That's already been confirmed. Final Fantasy 15 this summer, so that would be interesting, especially after all of the hoopla with Final Fantasy 15, with that game and the director going back and forth. I mean, obviously, I've talked about it a million times on this channel. Not going to get into that too much, but I do want to talk a little bit about that. Not what happened beforehand, but just the future and kind of why I think it would probably be a good idea for them to put it. But what engine would it be running? That's the more interesting thing. Now, there's also another big announcement with that, apparently, and that would be a Noctis, Prompto, Ignis, and Gladius amiibo that would also come out this summer, which would be insane if Nintendo licensed all of those amiibo for Final Fantasy 15. But that'd be a good way to get the game on the map in terms of sales and just overall increasing the revenue, because people would buy those amiibo. Now, another big one, which people have been asking for a while, and that is NieR. Yes, the NieR on the PlayStation 4, that one. That would be fall 2018 in terms of that. Then Octopath Voyage, which was previously called Project Octopath Traveler, and Square Enix always said that was a tentative name. Anytime you saw the title there, tentative name, so they're going to change it, according to this leak, to Octopath Voyage, not Project Octopath Traveler. I think Octopath Voyage would be a much better name for this title if they did do that. So I'm hoping that it is that, but either way, I don't care. Project Octopath Traveler, Project Octopath, Octopath Traveling, I don't care. Just give me the game. The game is looking amazing, and apparently that's going to be coming out September 9th, 2018. There's also going to be a special edition, September 9th, 2018. And then the big one here when it comes to third-party support, Western third-party support, that is, and that would be GTA 5 launching this fall. So GTA 5, Project Octopath Traveler, we got dates for that. NieR on the Nintendo Switch, in addition to Dark Souls, Lost Sphear, Yoshi, Kirby, Bayonetta, Box Boy, Fire Emblem, Mutiny. So some people have already started complaining and saying this would be disappointed or Nintendo would be screwed. And I think these are more just hardcore Nintendo first-party dudes in terms of the games that are coming out. From the outside looking in, or if you're someone who has a PS4 or Xbox One, or if you're someone who enjoys multi-console releases and multi-console games and just third-party support in general, this is an amazing direct because you have a good number of first-party and also third-party games, and you have some of the heavy hitters for core gamers in there, like some of the biggest third-party games when it comes to core gamers and even expanded audience as well. GTA 5 is played by so many different types of people, but stuff like NieR, for example, that would be to me a little bit of a shock. Now, we need to talk about some of this stuff here. I'm not going to talk about every single thing, but I do want to talk just about a few different things here. I'm going to start off with NieR, and then I'm going to end off with Fire Emblem and some of the other stuff. So with NieR, I think that this game has been requested by a lot of Nintendo fans. I've seen some port begging to the extreme when it comes to it. Now, it's died down, but one of the things that Platinum Games did say, they said that they would port NieR to the Nintendo Switch if Square Enix or if somebody paid for it. So maybe there was a deal that went down. We do know that Platinum Games does have multiple games planned for the Nintendo Switch, and this could definitely be one of them when it comes to NieR. So I would absolutely love that on the Nintendo Switch. That is a core game. We've got Bayonetta, so people are probably going to be interested if it does come to Nintendo Switch, and I would like to see it on there. And it's supposed to be a fall, so yeah, I think they would take some time on that one, because the reason why I think it would take a little bit longer for that one is because of the game on the PlayStation 4. That game is really big, like in terms of the file size. It's like 50-something gigabytes or something like that. And we've seen games be scaled down. Obviously, Doom is like 50 gigabytes or so and is less than half of that on the Nintendo Switch. So I think they can do the same thing with NieR, and I think they can actually get it optimized and get it going just because of the type of game that NieR is compared to what Doom does, but they're completely different, so really don't need to compare them at all. But overall, I'd be cool with this. And remember, guys, this is a rumor. Take it with a grain of salt. Like I said, take it with a grain of salt. I want to make sure that I reiterate that because there are already people that are taking this and running with it as if it's 100% fact and everything. I'm only talking hypotheticals if this stuff is true, just so we can have a discussion on the games. Okay, I bought NieR on the PlayStation 4. I have not beat it on the PlayStation 4 just because I'd rather just like relax and play the game. Like, to be honest, like to me, having the portability factor is becoming more and more to the point to where I kind of just want to just play games like that most of the time, just because I'm working all day, sitting down and sitting up and looking at a screen. When I'm done working, I like to lie down and relax and rest my back, so and my knees too, so it's just good to lie down, you know. So yeah, so for me, I like to play games like that. So if NieR was able to come out on the Nintendo Switch, that would be a big, big win for Nintendo, for Japan as well, for core gamers everywhere. I think that's one of the big games that people want on the Nintendo Switch. Now let's move on to Final Fantasy 15 just for a little bit. Obviously, we had that hoopla where the director was like, oh yeah, it looks like it's going to come to the Switch, you know, and then he went back on his word. Then he kind of flip-flopped back and forth. Then he said, oh, well, the engine that we were running it on when it comes to the Final Fantasy 15 engine, that one doesn't work well on the Nintendo Switch. And then the Unreal Engine 4 works better. Oh, we've talked with Epic and we've talked with Nintendo to see what we can do. And then he kind of said, oh, well, there's nothing planned at all. There's nothing. So he kind of like went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So could this be happening? Yes, because where there's smoke, there's fire. Now we have another thing saying Final Fantasy 15. So maybe they're working on it. Maybe it's getting done with it. Who knows? I thought that Final Fantasy 15 was going to come to Nintendo Switch. I still think at some point, you know, Final Fantasy 15 could come to the Switch. Based on everything that's happened, and I think that if you actually want to prolong the life of that game, because the game's sales are dying pretty quickly here. I mean, it's down to pretty cheap, and PlayStation 4 sales I know are steady somewhat, I guess. I'm probably sure it's selling in the top 100 or something like that, or I'm not really sure because I don't have the sales data for all the way back then, but I know that it was in the top 50 for a while even after it launched. But I think that with the Xbox One, that version's just not selling, and you can't sell it in all parts of the world. Japan, it's not selling. If you really want to sell this game in terms of it getting to 10 million plus, I think you're going to need a Nintendo Switch version of the game. Switch is selling really fast, and of course Japan, the sales in Japan kind of were there for a bit in the top 20 media create, then they just fell off the charts quickly. They fell off the top 20 pretty quick for that big of a game, Final Fantasy. So I do feel that that could come over to Nintendo Switch. All this other stuff in terms of like Street Fighter and all that, that's stuff that we already knew. Kirby, whatever with the dates, you know, like who knows what the dates are going to be, the pop-up and all the names and stuff like that. Okay, we already knew about those games. Dark Souls, that would be something that's been rumored for a while now. I do feel that Dark Souls is somewhat likely. I mean, I would think that it could come over based on all the rumors that we've been getting on the game. There's been multiple people who've said Dark Souls, there's some type of Dark Souls or Dark Souls trilogy, Dark Souls 2, something is coming, and From Software is officially listed on there, and we haven't heard about their project. So yeah, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that From Software would be bringing over a game to Nintendo Switch when they're clearly listed on there, and pretty much all they do is Dark Souls. That's all From Software does, is Dark Souls or Demon Souls or games like that, Bloodborne. So yeah, I would think that the first one could come over. So that's not too shocking or anything, but once again, grain of salt till we know exactly what's going down. Now the big one here for me, at least the biggest one here, the one that gets my spider senses tingling, okay, is Fire Emblem Mutiny. If this game was pirate themed, seriously, if this game was pirate themed, I mean, it could just be beautiful. Imagine the oceans, imagine boarding ships, imagine everything that you have done in certain RPGs with pirate-themed ones, because pirate-themed RPGs are amazing. Japanese pirate-themed RPGs are amazing. I don't think I've played a bad one that was pirate-themed, whether it was Rogue Galaxy, whether it was Skies of Arcadia. They're freaking amazing. There just haven't been a lot or many that I've played, but pirate themes are great. And if Nintendo went in this direction, that to me would be the biggest thing of 2018 for me, would be Fire Emblem Pirates, okay? Could they go in this direction? Absolutely they can go in this direction. I don't see why they couldn't go in this direction. This is something that I think Nintendo's even somewhat done before. If you've looked at the Fire Emblem games, there have been pirate-themed characters in the Fire Emblem games beforehand. There have been ship parts where you literally are a pirate, or someone's trying to pirate you when it comes to being a pirate, like out there on the seas, and they have a band of pirates that you have to fight. That's like a normal thing for Fire Emblem to encounter pirates, you know? So I do feel that maybe they just said, hey, let's make the whole thing like this. Let's make it to where you're on ships a lot. Maybe you have battles boarded on certain islands, then you get on your ship, you could upgrade your ship. There's all sorts of possibilities for Fire Emblem Mutiny, which is just, the name just gets me excited too, because think about mutiny, you know what I'm saying? The implications of what mutiny is and how that can tie into the story. Do you defect from your pirate band because they're doing something bad? Is there other things that are going on? There are so many angles that you can take it just by the name Mutiny in there. So for me, this would be an amazing direct. Now I know some of you guys are probably already going to be in the comments saying, where is all Nintendo's first party? But remember guys, this is not 100% confirmed or anything. We don't know if there's more. There could be more games. On top of that, there's always going to be more directs as well. So there's so many different things before people rush to conclusions. But to me, especially in 2018, when Nintendo is already solidified that the Nintendo Switch has just amazing first-party support, to me, this third-party support is so important, and it's almost as important as Nintendo's first year when it comes to their sales. Having GTA 5, you can sit here and say you guys don't like the game, and I know a lot of you guys don't like GTA 5. Heck, I don't like GTA 5, but having GTA 5, a portable version of the console, GTA 5, that is big. That will get people to pick up a Nintendo Switch that wouldn't have bought a Nintendo Switch. I can guarantee you that. More of the casual end gamers will be like, hey, yo, I can roll to my friend's house and play GTA 5. I don't have to have my system there, because there are some people that I know that want to play GTA 5 more, but they're just not home enough to play GTA 5, or they're traveling a lot. You know, football players, guys that I know, some of them in the NFL and stuff like that, they would love to play GTA 5 on the go, but they just can't because they're never at home, at least during the season. And in the off season, I mean, they're so tired and they got families and stuff like that. So that's something that we just can't deny. GTA 5 would be a massive, big game for them. And I think stuff like NieR, Final Fantasy, that would just solidify the Japanese support that Nintendo, I think, needs. I mean, the PlayStation 4, it has some big games coming out, like always for it this year. We've got Monster Hunter coming out for it. I think Nintendo needs to keep up, and I think that having Fire Emblem, that's great. That's going to do really good. But also having stuff like NieR and also Final Fantasy 15 would be big boosts to the Japanese support of Nintendo there. But we just have to wait and see. Like I said, we have to wait and see. Some of this stuff I've heard, some of this stuff I think I'm almost positive is happening, some of it. I'm not going to say what or not, but some of this stuff is, and that's the reason why I'm sharing it with you guys, because not the stuff that Nintendo's already revealed, but some of the stuff that's on here that Nintendo or other third parties haven't revealed, I think is happening because I've been told that by a number of people. But like I said, I'm not going to reveal which ones or not, but that's the reason why I'm sharing this, guys. There's been other leaks that I haven't shared with you guys at all, because I'm just like, yeah, that's fake. You know, somebody put up, oh, Bravely Default is coming to Nintendo Switch, and they put up like a little picture of, like, you know, of the Nintendo Direct headlines, and I'm like, yeah, right, that's not real. I'm not sharing that with you guys in terms of making a video on that topic. And plus, I've already talked about Bravely Default coming to the Switch based on the teases that Square Enix have given, but I didn't share that actual supposed leak because, yeah, it's probably fake. But anyway, so this is a lot of information to take in. Obviously, once again, take it with a grain of salt. It is rumor. It is not 100% fact. Do not believe everything on here. Do not rush to judgment thinking that this is going to be everything the direct is going to be. Don't say, oh, OJ said this is going to happen because he believes this and this. It's none of that. Take it with a grain of salt. It's a rumor till proven true. It's a rumor till proven true. We haven't even gotten a confirmation of the Nintendo Direct yet, but many people feel that it's going to be happening. And based on all the chatter that's going around, obviously, I think a Nintendo Direct is going to be happening sometime soon. If it's not this week, it's going to be sometime in January. So we'll have to just wait and see on all that. So what do you guys think about all this here? Highlight for me, Fire Emblem Mutiny. If they do that, I'd be a happy camper. I'll be a super happy camper. And that would just make the direct for me right now. Because as many of you guys know, and if you don't know, for all the new subs, Fire Emblem is my favorite Nintendo franchise. It's my favorite Nintendo franchise. I love it to death. It's so good. If you haven't played Fire Emblem, go out there and play Awakening. It's really good. But anyway, what do you guys think about all this? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon and YouTube live gaming page. Consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace!